So, what exactly is the change in the state of delivery? The change in the state of delivery, CISD, is a reversal pattern in which the price's momentum and delivery shift direction suddenly. In this example, you can observe a clear bullish trend. These three candles represent the most recent bullish delivery, showing strong and efficient momentum, which has pushed price above a recent structural level. This can also be referred to as the most recent buy-side delivery. Some traders mark the candle open as the CISD reference. In our approach, CISD is marked at the pullback extreme, just like change of character and break of structure, using the highest point in a bearish scenario and the lowest point in a bullish scenario. At this stage, the structure still appears bullish, and after a short-term correction, price would normally be expected to continue pushing upward. However, if price suddenly shifts behavior and delivers a strong bearish move, closing below the demand area and invalidating the prior bullish delivery, this condition is known as a change in the state of delivery. So, what does this signify in terms of price action? First, it suggests that the breakout may have occurred to engage liquidity above this market structure level, rather than to sustain continuation. The buy-side delivery triggers buy-side liquidity, which can then be followed by a bearish shift in delivery. A break below the demand level shows that buyers are no longer supporting price with the same efficiency, while sellers have begun to deliver price more aggressively. This change in delivery signals a potential transition toward a bearish phase. So how can we use this concept to enter a trade? At this point, the short-term market bias begins to shift to bearish, meaning we prioritize sell opportunities while still monitoring structural confirmation. After observing a break and close below the origin point of the prior buy-side delivery, we recognize that this area may now act as resistance. While this does not by itself confirm a full structural reversal, it provides an important area of interest. When price pulls back into this zone and bearish delivery continues, it can present a high-quality opportunity to enter a short trade. Since this zone previously acted as support and is now showing resistance behavior, the probability of rejection and continuation to the downside increases. Entering a short position from this area allows participation in the emerging bearish momentum with a favorable risk-to-reward profile. It is important to remain patient and wait for price to return to this area before entering the trade. This patience improves execution quality, reduces risk, and increases the likelihood of capturing a sustained downward move rather than reacting impulsively. The same concept applies to the bearish scenario. However, it is important to note that not every change in state of delivery observed on the chart will lead to a successful trade, especially if it occurs without clear context, liquidity interaction, or directional relevance. CISD on its own only describes a change in delivery, not a guaranteed reversal. Because of this, many traders continue waiting for confirmation in market structure before acting. But the real shift in the market often begins before structure clearly breaks. When you understand how price transitions from control to execution, you can often detect reversals earlier and achieve better risk to reward. This is where the distinction between change of character and change in state of delivery becomes important. While both concepts describe market transitions, they highlight different aspects of how momentum and control shift within price action. A change of character occurs when price begins to lose its previous structural control within a broader swing. This usually starts with a deeper pullback of the prior move, often retracing around 50% or more. From this point, price develops a more complex movement with expansions and retracements unfolding over several candles. This reflects a gradual transition where control is weakening but price delivery remains inefficient. The key role of change of character is structure rather than speed, signaling that the prior directional bias is no longer dominant. A change in state of delivery focuses on how price is delivered rather than on structure itself. CISD often appears after a liquidity sweep and is characterized by a sharp and efficient expansion preceded by a short and shallow retracement, often near the 38.2% level. Both the expansion and the pullback usually involve very few candles, reflecting a sudden shift in momentum and price delivery. In practical terms, CISD often appears before full structural confirmation. It provides an early indication that a reversal may be developing, especially after liquidity has been cleared from one side of the market. When combined with liquidity sweeps and fair value gaps, CISD helps align entries with momentum and institutional price delivery. Understanding the difference between change of character and change in state of delivery allows traders to read market transitions more precisely. Change of character highlights structural weakening through slower movements, while CISD confirms that price has shifted into a faster and more directional state. So trader, please remember that the CommLucro channel is focused on giving traders clarity, confidence, and structure. And this Smart Money Concept series is designed to do exactly that. Each video breaks down one ICT concept in a clear and practical way, helping you understand how price behaves, where liquidity forms, and how market structure develops. If this explanation helped you see the market with more clarity, make sure to check the full Smart Money Concepts playlist linked on the card and in the description, where all these ideas are organized step by step into a complete learning path.